What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game Saturday Night Slam Masters, which was released in the arcade by Capcom. And then it was later released on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and another console that I really never heard of called FM Tom's Marty. Now this is the only wrestling game that was really made by Capcom, along with its sequel. I forget the name of it right now, but I will review that game later on. But anyway, one of the main reasons I'm really like reviewing this game because recently James Wolf, aka the Avery Video Game Nerd, did a review of wrestling games that was released on the NES and Super Nintendo as the Angry Video Game Nerd, where he reviewed like WWF WrestleMania for NES, the other three WWF NES games that were made by LJ, along with the other WWF games that was released on the NES, and WCW Super Brawl that was also released on the NES, the Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? And he briefly touched on Saturday Night Slam Masters towards the end at a particular video. And now this is pretty much the main reason that why I'm doing a review of Saturday Night Slam Masters. Now the plot is just practically paper thin, you know what I'm saying? In that you pick one of the pro wrestlers in the game to become world champion and stuff. Now on both in both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis version, it has it have the single player mode called Single Match, but the Super Nintendo version only has the Battle Royal mode, which is practically a series of tag team elimination matches that's similar to the single player mode, which I will talk about in a minute. Plus, and the Sega Genesis version has the versus two player co-op mode, and the two-player hardcore mode, which is called Deathmatch. I guess the main reason the Super Nintendo don't have the Deathmatch because they wanted to keep it like more family friendly and everything. Now, the single player mode pretty much works like the Street Fighter franchise, in that you fight a series of opponents in pretty much in different locations, like the U.S., Mexico, places like that. But it's pretty much a one-fall match instead of a out of three, best of three series. You know what I'm saying? And the player, pretty much the gameplay pretty much works similar to Street Fighter. You have punches, kicks, and jumps, stuff like that, special moves and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now there are practically 10 characters in the game. You know what I'm saying? Alexander the Greater, which is a play on the Greek leader Alexander the Great, Biff Slamovic, El Stingray, Jumbo, Gunlock, King Rustaman, Mike Hagar from the Final Fight franchise, um, Scorpion, who serves as the antagonist in the game, and the Great Oni, and Titanic Jim. You know what I'm saying? And the pretty much in terms of wrestling holds, Saturday Night Slam Masters pretty much has the most wrestling holds when you compare it to other wrestling games that came out at that time in the 16-bit era, especially like with say WWF Super WrestleMania, WWF Raw, even WCW Super Brawl. You know what I'm saying? So you could do you can do like more moves, so you don't have to worry about doing all the wrestlers doing like the same 3 or 4 moves and stuff like that. Now, and one thing about Saturday Night Slam Masters, I do believe that this is the first wrestling title that have the wrestlers come in. You know what I'm saying? As far as interests are concerned, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that because I know for a fact that Super WrestleMania didn't have it because I had the Super Nintendo version. You know. Now, as far as the graphics and the level design, they are great, you know what I'm saying? Excellent graphics and gameplay with pretty good pretty good sprites and color palettes, you know what I'm saying? The the controls and gameplay, even though they're pretty similar to the Street Fighter franchise, are pretty good also. You know what I'm saying? You can do any move that you like, regardless of which guy that you pick, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I would like to mention that Mike Hagar's daughter from the Final Fight franchise is in it too. She like if you pick him and you win your matches, she'll appear. You know what I'm saying? Now one thing about as far as the game, getting back to the gameplay and the controls, it's pretty good. It is way better than the controls and gameplay that you find in the WWF games and WCW games that were pretty much released on this Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. You know what I'm saying? And the soundtrack for Saturday Night Slam Masters is pretty good. To me, it seems like it's the best soundtrack for a wrestling game in the 16-bit era. And then I do have a gripe with the Super Nintendo version and the Sega Genesis version of Saturday Night Slam Master, and that gripe is mainly had to do with the fact that the Super Nintendo version don't have the death match and the versus 2-player co-op mode, you know. And my gripe with the Sega Genesis version is that they don't have the tag team battle royal. You know what I'm saying? Now they could have had more wrestlers in Saturday Night Slam Master, but it's pretty much. But let's face it, the first Street Fighter game that was ported to the Super Nintendo only had 8 playable characters, so it's not really that big of a deal for me anyway. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the modes are concerned, it would have increased if both games had all 3 modes. It would have increased the replay value. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason I have a gripe with that part of it. You know. Now, I would say that the Super Nintendo version of Saturday Night Slam Masters have a slight edge in terms of the graphics and soundtrack, but overall, regardless of which version of Saturday Night Slam Master that you get, it's pretty much the best wrestling game that come out the 16-bit console era. You know what I'm saying? Now, and it's pretty much the best non-licensed wrestling game. Period. You know what I'm saying? I would say the best wrestling, pretty much the best non-licensed wrestling game ever made. You know. Now I would recommend this game to anybody who is a wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying? Retro gamers and stuff like that. Plus YouTubers who do let's plays on that channel. As far as the score, I definitely give it a 10 out of 10 because as far as graphics, excellent. Excellent gameplay, excellent controls, excellent soundtrack too. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you played Saturday Night Slam Masters, you think it's pretty much the best wrestling game on the Super Nintendo and on the Genesis, you can mention that. If it's happened to be your favorite wrestling game, you could also mention that. If you like my review of Saturday Night Slam Masters, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy, Big Metro Fan 12, signing off.